Welcome to Second Listen Saturday on the Parenting Roundabout podcast, where we share some fun moments from a past episode for your weekend listening pleasure. Look for new episodes every Monday through Friday.
It's time to give in to our obsessing about parenting details, big and small, like whether we can actually feed kids food that beats stress. Now, if I was my child, I would look at this food list and be more stressed.
Yes.
So,
if you were your child or yourself.
It stresses me
Or
out
myself.
as an adult also. Let's share with the listeners what U.S. News and World Report thinks will reduce their anxiety and stress.
Yes. So apparently the following foods contain various amino acids, fatty acids, and bacteria that might actually help. So it might actually fight stress and anxiety. And I'm going to get stressed reading this out. Spinach, watercress, soybeans, pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, walnuts, cashews, and chickpeas, turkey, salmon, eggs, Parmesan cheese, mozzarella, and Gruyere, sauerkraut, sourdough bread, pumpernickel bread, cheddar cheese, salmon, mackerel, manila clams, and chia seeds, as well as chamomile tea and hot cocoa. So first of all, would your kids eat that stuff?
I think the hot cocoa might be a go.
And second of all, do you think it would help them?
There's actually a bunch of things on there that my kids will eat. But the thing is, like, it feels, I don't know, like they can and do and have eaten those things, and yet they're still sometimes anxious and stressed. So unless this is like 100% of their diet, I don't see how helpful it is. I mean, we definitely, we eat salmon, we eat eggs, we eat, although my son doesn't eat as many eggs as my daughter and I do. Not a big sauerkraut eating family.
No.
I mean, can the mozzarella be on a pizza? Does that count?
Well, maybe the pizza has to have like a chia seed crust.
It has to be sourdough.
And the spinach needs to be in a hot cheese fondue mix thing.
In order for Nicole to eat it and not be stressed.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, cashews are good. Chickpeas we have a lot. Turkey. We also eat salmon and eggs and Parmesan and mozzarella like on Italian food. But sauerkraut, my husband and son will eat sauerkraut. My daughter and I, not so much. Sourdough bread, I could easily just, if I had a loaf of sourdough bread, a toaster, and some butter, I would be very anxiety-free for as long as it took me to make my way through that loaf. That is a big comfort food from my youth. Toasted sourdough bread dripping with butter.
Just like Jamila Jamil when she was on that podcast with Justin Long, she said that hot bread and butter was her ultimate comfort food.
That is very comforting.
You go.
Yes. But sourdough in particular, toasted sourdough bread. I want some right now. But now I have gluten issues, so maybe not.
Yeah.
But they make me anxious.
I mean, I think that it's an interesting idea that, this article talks about like tryptophan and omega-3 fatty acids and good bacteria. Like that's where the fermented foods come in, like the sourdough and the sauerkraut.
Yeah.
But again, like you got to eat a variety of foods anyway. So I'm not sure that this is going to replace like, taking some Xanax or whatever it is, and or other methods of treating, of dealing with anxiety that work for kids.
Like cookies and chocolate. What happened to cookies and chocolate? Those reduced my anxiety for the amount of time I was eating them.
You can have hot chocolate.
Not hot chocolate.
Or frozen cookie dough.
There you go. And I got to think, I mean, if you took this article seriously and you took that list seriously and you set out to make sure your child had the right portions of each of these things to reduce anxiety, oh my goodness, your house would be such a stressful place. Honey, have you had enough watercress today? Here, eat this watercress. Let me put it on some pumpernickel bread for you. Have you had your pumpernickel today? Oh my gosh, we're out of Gruyere. We have to go to the store right now.
As soon as your kid sniffs out that you really want them to eat it,
forget it.
You're not going to do it.
Game over right there.
But I feel like articles like this are a bit, I don't know, they're kind of a bit dangerous in a way because it kind of, I don't know if it devalues or not diminishes the seriousness of mental health issues. I don't know. Like, I kind of feel like, really? This is what you want me to do? This is going to work?
Right.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just taking it too seriously, but
I don't know.
No, but I think that's a good point.
I mean, I have a situation that I know of, and the child clearly needs support in other more scientific ways.
Mm-hmm.
and the child's not getting it.
Yeah.
The child is getting a lot of support in more natural ways.
Yeah.
And so I feel really bad but I can't, you can't say anything, right? But
No.
it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right. I mean, there's only so much, there's a lot you can do with nutrition, but you can't solve every problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you might create new ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've, had an opportunity as a parent to explore every possible natural and behavioral solution to anxiety, and holy cow, pharmaceuticals work well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very sorry to come to that conclusion.
That's what they're there,
but,
yep.
Sometimes all the salmon and chickpeas in the world ain't going to solve the problem.
Yeah.
Certainly, I imagine if you have a kid who is dealing with just the sort of generalized anxiety of living in the world and not a specific disorder, if you could work some of these into their diet, it would probably not hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And might be helpful.
And then that's the only way to take this.
But I also got to think that, hugs and fresh baked cookies would probably make just about the same difference.
Mm-hmm.
And be so much more fun to eat. Honey, come get your manila clams. I don't want you to be anxious for the test. This is when the kid starts eating next door at the friend's house.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not hungry.
They're having spaghetti and meatballs, Mom. I'm booking.
Yeah. Not spaghetti and clam sauce.
That's right. Oh, gosh. Some of these. It's like, why do the things that are chemically good for you have to be so unappealing? I mean, I like some of these things just fine, but others amongst them, it's like, really? Really?
Yeah. Not gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, and also, I question.
Where are the Cheez-Its? Cheez-Its calm my anxiety. Just Cheez-It after Cheez-It out of the box. I calm right down.
Yeah. I mean, I also just question how much of these things would you need to eat in order to... I mean, you can't just be eating, fistfuls of walnuts all day. I don't know. It's just...
Yeah.